저 매우 반갑습니다. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly honored to be here with you. Mrs. Park, I would like to say that Greek mothers are the same as Korean mothers. And I have been labeled a very bad mother until I gave an air ticket and one suitcase to my 18-year-old daughter, and I have two, so twice I did it, and said, bye-bye, my babies. You go to the UK and you go to the university alone. And on the same day, both times, I was on a flight, once to Canada in 2013, and this year to Turkey, on the same day that my daughters were going to the UK to go to the university. And they managed beautifully, because 18 years, I was a very bad mother. So, I think this way, it is the best way for me, okay, it's working, to discuss with you women's natural leadership traits and how these lead to success. Now, oops, wrong button. Okay. Is a leader born or made? Is leadership gender related? What are the characteristics of a successful leader? Now, these questions have been asked repeatedly over time and continue to be asked in today's rapidly changing business environment. Numerous studies, of course, have been commissioned to attempt an answer. Results, totally contradictory. Some studies support one view and other studies support something different. Now, please allow me to give you my views to these questions as a professional woman with a very long track record in the maritime industry. I have come to the conclusion that leadership is gender neutral, meaning both women and men have leadership capabilities. Wow. Furthermore, my opinion is that a leader is both born and made. You can't have one without the other. What I'm really trying to say is that you can be born with leadership traits, and you are, but you do not know that you have them until you learn to develop them. So, first and foremost, in my opinion, is education. A successful leader, male or female, must be educated. Now, education is not something that happens once and stops. You do not go to the university, get a degree, and you think you're done, you're finished. No. Educating ourselves is a continuous process. Success is based on learning something every day of your whole life. We must assess ourselves every day and pay attention to our mistakes. We must learn from our mistakes and strive to correct them. If we do not do this, we are not evolving or improving. So the world around us is moving forward at the speed of light. We are in 2015. And if we don't follow this forward evolution, we will never, ever be successful. Now, successful leaders inspire, motivate, and set targets. We must always be looking at the forest and not just be focusing on the tree. But we must also be very flexible to change our course of action towards our target and adopt new ideas and ideals as situations change and evolve. I believe that a woman has natural leadership traits hardwired into our DNA. Even if a woman does not go into business where they will bring out these leadership traits, they do show their natural leadership talents even when they are only focused on being a mother and raising a family. So most women today are both active professionals and family-oriented leaders. They balance things. It's a difficult juggling act, but very fulfilling. But what are these leadership traits that come naturally to women. People usually believe that leaders know everything. Now that's a very big lie. A leader must have focus, intuition, confidence, and decisiveness. A leader must react quickly to situations, not be afraid to take difficult decisions, even though they are not totally sure of what the outcome will be. And first and foremost, and most importantly, leaders need to trust their instincts. A woman's instincts and emotional intelligence is significantly higher compared to a man. Excuse me, gentlemen in the room. It's in our DNA. So we often see things that others don't see in the same situation. In fact, many times we see the solution in front of us when others haven't even realized what the problem is. We can be extremely resourceful in connecting the dots of opportunity and developing the relationships needed to get the job done. Women are excellent networkers. We have a natural talent to pay attention to detail, stay 100% focused on our target while inspiring others to achieve this together. Now, a leader must ask questions and be a very good listener. We can all train ourselves to become true listeners. If you do not ask the questions and really listen to the answers, how will you understand what is going on? What are the needs of your team or the situation? If you don't really listen, how will you understand how people around you think, and consequently, how will they react? If you have really listened and understood what has been said and what has not been said, you will be able to effectively respond to the different personalities of your team and manage to pull along with you even those who disagree with you. Women's considerate nature allows us to ask questions and be better listeners than men. Again, gentlemen, excuse me. A leader should be authentic, practical, and opportunity-driven. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Say what you believe and support it with clear-cut arguments. Share your opinions and be yourself. Act on your beliefs. Women leaders, by nature, are not afraid to fight for what we believe. They strive to understand the connectivity of thoughts and how they work or why they don't. Women are optimists by nature. We see the glass half full and never half empty. We see opportunity in everything, even when we are confronted with challenges. A leader must be humble. You need to give credit to your subordinates or team when things have gone well, but accept the responsibility when things have gone wrong. Effective leaders have the capacity to put themselves on the side for the common good. It is easier for a woman to not allow her ego to stand in the way of successful business outcomes. Most successful women leaders are not driven by being in the spotlight all the time. They are driven by their ability to influence positive outcomes with maximum impact. A leader must be passionate. Although we have been stereotyped as emotional, I believe we are passionate pursuers of excellence. I believe that we do not settle for the status quo. When it does not satisfy us, we passionately move forward to change it without any procrastinations. Because of our passion, we become pioneers of new possibilities, ideas, and ideals. A leader must earn respect and trust by doing the job and not just teaching how to do the job. Women's nurturing nature allows for a collaborative leadership style that supports and encourages others to bring forward their ideas and thinking. This melting pot of ideas and collaboration is what multiplies the size of the opportunity and the speed of its execution. We thus create a larger sphere of influence and overall impact. I repeat myself. Women leaders are excellent networkers. A leader must be persistent and patient. It is in our nature. We do not stop until we get the job done. Now, you don't know me, so I'd like to share one little secret with you. I am usually criticized that I cannot take no for an answer. That's not 100% correct. I don't like you to tell me what I cannot do. I want you to tell me how I can do it. So if that's taking no for an answer, it is. Well, now that I have presented the traits I believe come naturally to women leaders, let's look into the maritime industry. It is commonly acknowledged that corporations and boards are more successful when they include women. Shipping, however, lags behind most of these industries simply based on the historic male perception of the maritime industry's career path. Shipping is a global business. However, it continues to be a male-dominated business, although over the past years, more and more women are entering the industry, going up the corporate ladder, despite the practical, social, and cultural obstacles that still exist in the level of our acceptance within the maritime industry. I am extremely happy to be part of this evolution. When I started in shipping in the mid-1980s, this was not the case. Very few women worked in managerial positions within the shipping industry at the time, even fewer in Greece. So you're going to ask me, okay, Katerina, what provoked you to get involved with this male-dominated industry? Honestly, destiny. Although I am the daughter of a master mariner, I have traveled the world on a dry bulk carrier. During my preschool years, they took me out of the vessel when I was 5 years old to go to kindergarten because I had started talking like a seaman. I was also the vessel's mascot. I had a very great time. Because of all of that, and although all of that, I had never, ever considered making a career in shipping. I had decided that I would be a finance manager and/or a banker, but I had never thought of what industry. So destiny, for me at least, masqueraded as a job ad, and the ad read, Assistant CFO to a prominent Greek ship owner. So I turn up for an interview to this large shipping company in the middle of the 80s. I was still in the university and working in the daytime. And the CFO of the shipping company hired me and decided to invest in me. He became my mentor and my manager. I would like to share with you just a very small part of that first interview. Mind you, I was 20 years old. And his last question of the interview was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I looked him straight in the eye and very, very boldly said, in your chair. And he said, you're hired. And I said, great, you're not afraid of your chair. And he said, no, because within 5 years, you should be married, have your children, and you will not be working. And I said, please don't put a bet on that, because I may be married in 5 years, and I may have children, but I will still be after your chair. And believe me, I will get there. Anyway, he did hire me. He is still my best friend and my first mentor, although he thought I should be at home all these years, and he keeps telling me that. Now, the reason I got the job, despite my young age, female gender, was my passion, confidence, decisiveness, and focus on my target. What kept me in the position and propelled me forward in the shipping industry all these years continue to be all those traits, along with a very strong will, can't take no for an answer, hard work, continuous seeking of knowledge, and opportunities. A leader today must also be a mentor to his subordinates and team. I have had the privilege of enjoying being mentored by my superiors over these years as I climbed the corporate ladder. Today, I am also a mentor to the young generation in the maritime industry. I fully subscribe to this. True leaders do not create followers. They create other leaders. Okay, even after all these years of my presence in shipping, it still is a challenge to be a woman in the industry in 2015. There are not many women in high-level managerial positions in shipping finance, even today. I have headed and developed 2 shipping finance portfolios in 2 banks when I started with a shipping portfolio from zero with up to billions of US dollars. I have been a credit committee member who has been approving these loans. At all of that time, I was among the 5 women managers in shipping finance within the shipping industry and in Greece. Today, I am a financial advisor to both the banks and the ship owners. And after all these years and experience, I still have to prove every day that I have a brain and I know I have experience in the maritime industry. I still have to work harder than my male colleagues to win the trust of my clients and my subordinates. But as I said before, where there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. And you know what that opportunity is? That once I win them over, and I do, I form strong bonds producing positive, collaborative results. And all of this because I am a woman with knowledge and natural skills. In closing, I believe that the numerous challenges being faced by the maritime industry will be resolved by the innovative thinking brought into the industry by women leaders. So, the more women leaders, the quicker we fix things. Let's get them now. Well, as I said in the beginning, I am the proud mother of 2 daughters who are now 18 and 20 years old. And I will share with you what I have been telling my girls all these years. Your biggest asset is not your college degree. Your biggest asset is in your DNA. You're a woman. Again, sorry, gentlemen. I only hope that I have been able to make you realize some of your own power. And power is effective when we share it and we use it. So please do not be afraid to use it. And remember, a smile is the shortest distance between 2 people. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.
We really appreciate your effort, Katerina.